Well, howdy groupies, this is Mark from Groupable, and today I'm going to be going over some of the basic features that are available to district users. Now, most organizations we deal with, they have locals, and those locals are grouped into something kind of geographical group, typically called a district, sometimes called an area, sometimes called a region. I'm going to refer to them as districts in this video, but the basic functionality and the concepts are the same. So, if you are a district officer and your organization gives you permissions to use the system with some read-only functionality, this is what you're going to see when you log in. You're basically going to have a panel that's got your locals. We're going to map out where those locals are on a map so you can see where they are. That gives you some idea of kind of like the geography. Also, for us here, when we're doing technical support for you, it very quickly tells us where in the world are you and where are your locals. So it helps us get an idea of where you are. Also, you're going to see some things that are going to show you different events that have happened, what your membership is in your particular district, how many members, that kind of thing. You've got an overview of local monthly filings. This is if your organization does local monthly filings, you can track. Have they been approved? Have they been submitted? Are they still open? Are they overdue? As you can see here, Greenfield Review, they have an overdue monthly report here. You also have access to get an overview of the financials for the locals that are in your district. On here, you can see what year they're billing for dues, how much they're owed in dues and arrears, what their overall income is for the trailing 12 months, what their expenses, last receipt, and all that basic information about a local group within your district. You can also actually dig in. You've been able to do this for quite some time. You can actually look at a particular local and see what's there. You can see their members, you can see the officers, and don't worry, all of this data that's in here is completely anonymized. These are not real people's names and addresses and that kind of thing. It's all completely, basically fake data. Based on real data, but fake. So you can see the income and expenses. And this is something that's very helpful if you as a district officer are tasked with annually doing a review of the financials for your local groups. This is very easy for you to go in here, and you and the secretary and the treasurer for the local group can go through and review the books for your local groups. So I'm back on the main screen here. Also on the left-hand menu, you have access to some mailing functionality. So if you go to mailing and labels and emails, you'll see that you can use the various different offices that are in your locals. This happens to be a Masonic setup. So I've got the master, senior warden, junior warden, treasurer, secretary, all the typical Masonic offices. And then you'll see that you only have the locals that are in your particular district. And let's say I want to do a mailing to the masters. I can select master, I can select all of my lodges, or I can do it one at a time. I click add to buffer, and that puts those 3 people into the buffer. And then if I wanted to say do an email, I can go down here to the right. I can go to email and say process the buffer. I can put in my email address. I can put in my name and a subject and some content, the body of the message. And then you can click submit. This is going to do a couple things. You're going to get 2 boxes here. One tells you what people we have a valid email address for and which ones we don't. And so all 3 of my people in my district, the masters, they all have email addresses. So at that point I could click send email, and that's going to send that email out to those folks. You also have access to do the membership as a whole. So say you want to do all of the Master Masons or all your active members or all your Royal Arch Masons, depending on what your organization type is. You would select that off the list, select your lodges, and all I'm doing is I'm selecting the first one, holding down the shift key, and then clicking the last one to get all of them. And I can click add to buffer, and that will put them all into the buffer. And then you can go through that process again for an email or a report or doing labels. Check out the things that are down here at the bottom. There's a bunch of them, a bunch of different ways that you can look at the data here. And that's the quick overview for what you have available to you as a district officer using the Groupable system. If you have any questions about it, you can always contact us at support@groupable.com, or also you can always hit the help widget here and go to contact us right here. and ask any question that you need to. Have a great day.